to be working on yet another rooster. It is chicken time. Bok! So we did finish up the one we started 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we finished this baby up. There we go. Got some focus. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. Funny thing is, this one is definitely much smaller. Look how much smaller it is. I don't know if this is a Gremlin child on a, smaller rooster, a juvenile rooster or what, but definitely much smaller. And the other one's about the same size. So this guy's the giant of the group. But we're going to paint this one up a little bit different. Ooh. Focus. Okay, come on now. Big old blur. What is going on? Anyways, we're going to paint this up as a different kind of rooster. We don't want to do them all the same. This one apparently is, I've heard it called two different things. One is a well summer and the other one I can't remember. But that particular breed is called a well summer, I think. And then this one, I forgot to write the name down. Anyways, we're going to be painting it as a different kind of rooster. And the third one will be painted as a different kind. That way, I'll have a way of separating the three on the table. I'll know which one goes with which card besides just the pose. Or not necessarily which card, but, I'll have an idea of how to separate them. Anyways, so on with the painting. We did a quick base of Rhinox hide underneath, followed by an overhead 45 degrees zenithal of burnt red. We'll probably use some burnt red again, but we're going to go to Calvary Brown now. Hey, enjoy the pile. How are you doing? Long time no see. My goodness. That is the cat blasting his nose again. El Snotto is here. Oh my goodness. So this particular chicken or rooster has very dark tail feathers, not quite black. They're kind of like a black green, I think, or a black brown. It's hard to tell in the photo. I think I'm going to go with a black green though. Hard to answer how you're doing, to be honest. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Have you been streaming? Because I have not seen you on. Or is it just we're our schedules are not lining up? Or is that part of the reason why you're not feeling hard to answer? So I'm going to take two drops of Caliban green and 1 drop of black, and we're going to paint these tail feathers. On a streaming break, yeah, that's part of it. I see. Okay, I see. This one, I think, is a little even more precarious on his 1 foot. Okay. Now, how far do we want to carry that down? It looks like it's basically most of his tail feathers, so we're going to bring it down a good bit. think we'll stop at maybe that one there. Like most things, this has the ugly hot garbage phase, which we're in. So bear patience and see it as it changes. I don't want to go quite so close there because I'm going to have to cut that in a little bit better detail wise with a finer brush. We're just kind of getting the gross colors in now. We're not, the heavy duty open spaces. That's what I mean by the gross colors. They are pretty cool. Did you get to see the other one finished up? I was right happy with him. Still got to get him mounted properly so he doesn't flop around so hard. I've got this a actual twig that I'm planning to put a pin in and mount that up in his body, and then lay this down in some resin pour, so to basically be supporting the left side of the body. Did not see it. Oh, God, we're back on the blurry thing again. What is going on? What is going on, camera? This is it here. When we get on blurry. Well. Hey, Graham, thank you for that follow. I love that, Waldo. Everything's fine. It's just beautiful. I'm not sure what's going on with their focus. I will. Yeah, apparently too awesome for the camera to handle. It's on my Instagram. I think you follow it, don't you? If not, just look for haunted_miniatures, and it's on there. I do not have pictures of him finished with his arms and the rope painted, but otherwise the rooster itself is done there. Already was looking for it. Okay. Except I'm not sure what is going on with our lazy camera focus, but it's I've been having to sit it on manual lately when I do my streams. So I don't know if that's part of it or what. But OBS focus tracking does not seem to be cutting it anymore. Okay, I think we'll just tidy those up. Okay, looks like we're kind of back in focus. Oh, God, it went right back out. Okay, I'm done trying to show that model off. I'm done. We'll just stick with this one. Cameras are just like, nope, I'm not doing it. Not today. Well, enjoy the pile. Did you finish up your Dreamer Crew, your nightmare keyword? Last I saw, you were still working on, or had just finished working on the Alps, I think it was. %done. Played a few games with it too. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. I use an actual real life reference photo, and just tried to follow it as best I could. To getting placement of the feathers and the coloration of the feathers where possible. And I think it turned out pretty nice. Like I said, I think it helped having that one be a bigger rooster too. These ones are definitely smaller. I think that's just going to go all the way down. And if it doesn't, oh well, it's going to anyways. There we go. Trying to plot out the feathers is probably the hardest part on this. Trying to figure out where they'll fit, where the colors change, and such like that. But I think we're about done with the green ones here. Okay, I don't think I see any brown peeking where it shouldn't. Okay. I'm gonna find the energy. I'll push through and get Teddy and Carver. Nice. Teddy and Carver are some of the most fun models to paint, I think. Carver more than Teddy. I think Teddy's his biggest selling point, I think, is that little patch on the stomach. If you've got one of the older ones, it's smooth, so you could do some patterns on it, like you do on the little patches on his arms and leg. But the other one is basically just fur, a bow tie, and then a couple little patches, which I did like a paisley print on mine, freehanded it up, which I do like, but I think I prefer the older model for that big patch on the belly that you can do designs on. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and do the legs. The legs are very bright yellow on this particular bird. So we're going to do them up with, I think, Aragon Sunset. No. Yeah, no. let's start with English Uniform, and then we'll put this other down, because I think it may be actually more on the kind of tan side than yellow side. And plus, you got Carver's blades that you can do up non-metallic metal, which is nice. Oh, when I assembled this guy, I had to go back and redo the feet because I put the little feet halves on upside down. I was like, look at this, his toenails curl upward. And I was like, oh, wait a sec, they're on the wrong side. So I had to rip them off. Mouthful modeler indeed. For Carver, I already have a base idea. Teddy eludes me still. Yeah. my carver actually is one of the ones that I stepped outside of my base theme on because I wanted to do like he was in an actual field garden. So I had a row of vegetables, um, and a little one of those little signs at the end of the row, where I'd hand painted a little radish on the front, showing that it was radishes planted there at on that row, and he was like standing over it, straddling it, um, which that first carver done up that way actually was on the weird trade forums not too long ago. Third time being sold, my Pandora set. I sold it to somebody, and then they sold it to somebody else, and then it was being sold yet again. Do some wheat that breaks through cobblestone, Morrison. Ooh, I like that idea. I think that's definitely better than my idea. See, this is why I need somebody to come up with base ideas for me. I'm not good on. I can implement it, I can execute the idea, but coming up with the idea, not so much. Okay, okay. Minis that really need to be inspiring though. And Nightmare Keyboard offers lots of hyper realism. Absolutely. Yeah, that is very true. Need to do some searches for, Lovecraftian horror or Geiger horror, um, and draw some inspiration off of that. That's what I need to do. So this is our um, Calvary Brown, I think. It's coming in a little bright there. I might actually tone this down with some of the burnt red because it's basically going over the Rhinox high. So it's a bit on the bright side. Inspiration folder has lots of Lovecraftian Geiger, Nightmare Before Christmas pictures. Yeah. See, that was one I actually had thought about doing, and they're mostly done that way, based like they're in a children's bedroom / house. Um, so like one of the daydreams is riding a little rocking horse, and the other one has some play blocks by it, those letter blocks. Um, Lord Choppy Bits is on like a dining room rug, and there's a tentacle, crawling out from underneath the rug kind of thing. So there's some elements there that are on the right track, but I was planning on doing like designing some warped furniture in Blender, like a nightstand that was twisted and warped up and stuff like that, to use on some of the other ones. And Dreamer has a little handcrafted nightstand that I made out of Plascraft and Milliput and some earring findings, so that I can pick him up without breaking his little tiny ankles, which has worked pretty well. Okay. I think that worked a little bit better than the going straight to Calvary Brown. It was just a little too dark down here for that just yet. My only wish is these had a little bit more tooth on each of the feathers so we could dry brush. Rather than sitting there drawing every single feather on by hand. But, definitely adds to the realism, I think, a little bit. Or as real as I can possibly achieve. Doing it this way. Let's see here. I managed the sculpting I want to do. Special quartz markers for the crew. Like monster really is hat stand that through a scary shadow. Capellius is just a octopus toy. I don't know what they die that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely an idea man. So we're just continuing to paint these feathers here. Still using the Calvary Brown or the burnt red for right now. In a moment, we're going to switch over to Calvary Brown though, and start bringing some of these feathers up a little bit. So many feathers. Hey, little llama. Chocolate roosters. Need the money in the team. Just be like, do it. Yep, yep. See, that's what I was talking about the other night. Is that I studied for project management when I was in school. So I'm not the idea man. I'm the one that makes that idea come to fruition. I'm the one that builds the team that puts it together and stays on their butts until it's done right. Sorry. Got a friend that's texting the crap out of me. I figure I'd tell him I'm streaming right now. Please leave me alone. All right. So now we're going to come back in with some of that Calvary Brown. We're going to start working on the rough here because this is where it really starts changing colors from the underside. So I'm just trying to catch like the top edge of each of these feathers that have already been touched by the other color. Okay, now we're going to go straight on with Calvary Brown for these. Going a little thick here because we want it to show a lightning, or show that it's lightening up here. Because the head is actually a very dark red, like a brick red. So this is a dark bird. This is like almost like painting one of those black chickens, which that was one of the ideas I thought about possibly doing was doing one of those black chickens, but I figure it might not show well on the camera because this one's struggling as is, and I figured the black chicken would be even worse. So we're not doing that one. Oh yeah, it would be cool, no doubt. And I'm still thinking about possibly doing it um, as my next chicken on my personal stream. I think we're not going to do the third one on Weird. I'm probably going to do a Return to Envy and finish him out. Because I've got so many commissions, and the only time I get to work on fun stuff that I like is in between commissions when I'm doing Play Weird streams. So we're going to finish that up. And it was something I'd started back in December. I was trying to do the entire Crossroads 7. So I really kind of want to finish it up. So yeah. Where are we going with the next color? I think I'm going to drop just a little bit of the brightness down here on these legs to show some volume. Just a tiny little bit there. See over here. It's either we're going to do a Return to Envy, or we're going to paint Titania and the Malosaurus Rex, because I just got those boxes and I'm wanting those to see those painted. The Malosaurus Rex is going to require a lot of airbrush work, or I want to do a lot of airbrush work on it, so I'm not sure if it will lend itself well to our stream. So it may be one of those personal projects as well, or personal stream ones. Okay. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I read typoese. It's so dark. I don't know if I want to do this particular bird. I think I want to do this a little bit lighter up here. Should I head lighter? Because that darkness just bothers me. Do a couple of the lead feathers green here. Oh dear Lord, there he goes again. What part of I'm streaming don't you understand, my friend? Apparently, they have a reading comprehension problem. Jeez. Good God. Like diarrhea of the mouth there. Just keep on going. My keyboard needs to be changed. It's like 13 years. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could probably stand to do that to mine, because it's 10 years old, but it was also a $35 wireless keyboard, which means it's not that good to begin with. Made by HP, so yeah, it could probably stand to be changed. I have a key, the space bar doesn't work most of the time, so I have to really either smash it or just let the words and letters flow together. Most of my friends that I've typed to have gotten used to it, but those that aren't, I have to come in and hit that thing so hard it about breaks the keyboard every time you feel it flex when I hit it. So yeah, I need a keyboard. I've been looking at possibly getting a mechanical keyboard because I have missed the old mechanical keyboards, and I think the new ones are so much better. So looking forward to it. Stig, how are you doing? The only thing faster than a toddler asking what's in your mouth is a husky asks the same. Sticker that says follow. Yes, yes. Smash that subscribe button. Smash it. Smash it now. That is definitely a memeable word now, or memeable phrase. Used to, when you were talking about smashing, it was, Hulk related. Now it's all about YouTube. Okay, there we go. Getting this waddle drawn in. That is a technical term. That is a real term for this. Okay, just cutting around the eyes here. Okay. I think the top part's called a crest, but the under the throat thing is a waddle. Okay. Get a little color on here so it's not so blah. Blah, 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 blah. I just watched Hotel Transylvania 3 or 4 or whichever one it was. I can't remember the newer one. So got to do the Dracula thing. You don't say blah, 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 blah. Gonna get some Dubai brown here. Cut the base color of the beak in. It's got a very small beak because it's a very tiny bird. So we won't be doing a whole lot of blending on that thing. It's also not open like the other one was. The other one had his mouth open, which was nice. Okay. Now something I can do. There we go. Mr. Ryder is off of there now. So I can work on here unimpeded. I think we're going to do those little tail feathers. The kind of blonde color that we did around the ruff of the neck on the other one. I think we're kind of freestyling on this bird a little bit. I'm not really liking the coloration I picked, so we're freestyling. We're doing it my way. Who cares if it's a real breed of chicken? Malifaux, it could be a breed there, right? It doesn't have to match ours. Isn't that right? So it's going to be a brown chicken, but it's going to be a brown chicken with a little color on it, by golly. Catch the edge of that one. There we go. Where is Monster Brown? Here we are. Get a little bit of Monster Brown up here. Once we get these cut in, we'll probably come in and start working the green feather detail up. Because right now it's just like a big blob of dark green, almost black. So we'll do it up here shortly. Uh-oh. El Snotto is back, guys. He has been extremely vocal today. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he's made his presence known more than once today. Okay, now we'll work on the green feathers a little bit. We will probably come in with some. No, Caliban might not show up well enough. Let's try it and see. If it doesn't, then we'll mix a little warp stone with that Caliban. How's that sound? Yeah, I think we're going to mix a little warp stone with that. Maybe try 50-50 first and then see if we need to adjust either way, up or down. Yeah, maybe just a smidge more of Caliban. It's about 66-33 on that mixture. Or if you're doing multiple drops, there we go. I think that'll work better now. Okay, and we'll just do the same here on this one. Yeah, I think that'll work. Then we can come in with some warp stone and do some like final highlights. So we catch that center. I would need to know what this rib is on these feathers. That central rib. There's a name for it, but I don't know what it is. So let's get one of our researchers, our Google friendly people, to tell me what that is. Because I know we got them. No, I am surprised. Okay, get this main central feather here. I missed a spot. I missed a spot. That's what I was trying to say. The words just weren't forming. English, do you speak it? Apparently not. Okay, there we go. Just doing some little feathers. A lot of little feathers on this guy. One feather at a time. Because why not, right? Cat. Really? Oh, the noises that come out of that feline machine, man. I'm sure like 99% of it is my fault because, I've sprayed so many paints and stuff in the house, and, cat can't wear a respirator. So I'm sure 99% of his snotty allergies is because of me. My hobby has probably affected his little sinuses. If I could get a little respirator for him and actually make him wear it, I would. But cats. Even if they made them, they wouldn't wear them. So I've really tried to cut back a lot on my airbrushing. Like I'll do a prime and maybe a base coat, and that's about it. I don't do a whole lot of airbrushing anymore because of it. If my hobby room were adjacent to a window, it wouldn't be so bad. I could set up a little booth that would draw the exhaust outside. But unfortunately, my hobby area is surrounded on three walls by concrete and a garage over on that side. So there is no getting to the outside air. Got a little paint booger on the tip. We're definitely going to come back in with some warp stone and do some extra detail on these feathers. So we will be revisiting them here in just a second. Don't think they're done yet. We'll do the ones on the tips of the feather, or the tips of the wings here. Or we'll just slap paint now, whatever. Brush said, nope, I'm not doing what you're asking me to do. That's okay. By the time we do the little accent color, it won't matter. Okay. And we're going to switch to Warpstone by itself. Just a refreshment. Mow. That rib there. I'm thinking maybe just doing the rib might be just good enough. Hey, Raven. Welcome in. Been a while. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Good to see your online visage. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. We were just painting lots and lots of little bitty feathers. Because that's how we do. Oopsie. Yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, I think that Warpstone's going to work just fine. Mal. I do apologize, guys. My cat has been so vocal today. I don't know what has gotten into him, but he has pretty much talked nonstop since I walked in the door. I don't know if he's telling me about the great time he had sleeping all day or what, but he is very intent on talking. Victory at sea arrived today. Absolutely enamored with these little resin capital ships. Didn't expect them to capture your imagination so much. Nice. Now I'm assuming that's a warlord game, like a high seas warlord game. Or is it an expansion to say bolt action? I mean, it'd still be a warlord game, but I mean, is it something for bolt action or is it a standalone game? That's what I was trying to ask. The words just were not working for me. Killer Lucas, how are oh stupid follower bot. Dadgummit. I thought it was somebody important. Yeah, it's Warlord. WW2 Blue Water Combat for plane battles like Midway. Oh, okay, very cool. Very cool. The one I've been looking at is from Mantic. They have a oh God, what I think it's called Armada, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of funny because there's a Star Wars game called Armada. So I'm not sure how they're getting away with that one. But anyways, they have like, high elves and dwarves and undead. The Egyptians are definitely the ones I'm looking at, of course, because I love anything Egyptian or Asian themed. So until they come out with an Asian fleet, Egyptians are where it's at. Fantasy one built on Black Seas. Yeah, I think that's the one. But yeah, it's called Armada. If you're talking about the Mantic one, and they just introduced airships to part of it as like like a carrier style airships. I don't know if they have any sort of like carrier ships, like battleships or whatever. But they have airships that go with them now for like bombing runs or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig the aesthetic. Watched Wapple paint one of the Egyptian ships up, and it was beautiful. I mean, granted, all the things he does are beautiful, but it was one of the few times I watched him, and that ship really sold me on it. Yeah, yep, that's the one. That is the one. Like I said, I knew it was based on like a previous game design. I didn't know if it was a Mantic game or one that they had bought the IP from and just changed up a few things. But I'm fairly certain it's based on Black Seas. Yeah. Either way, it's a very cool looking game, or very cool looking ships, and the minis are what I'm about. I don't know why I've always had a thing for naval combat or space combat. Like, would have loved to gotten in on Battlefleet Gothic, but I didn't get into the hobby until after it had basically died. So I didn't know anything about Battlefleet Gothic until after, it was gone. I was like, oh, I'm sad I missed that. So I keep hoping, since they've, redone so many things, that they'll redo Battlefleet Gothic, but I don't know. Seems like they would have done it by now if they were going to. So, but I did buy the bought the video game version. They had it on sale, Battlefleet Gothic 2 for like $7 the other day, and I snatched it up. So at least I can play it that way. Someone was actually asking me the other day about vehicle combat in Malifaux. If it was feasible or whatever. I said, I don't know. It'd be an interesting direction if you could actually get, vehicles involved in it somehow. But the how or the why would be the interesting part. Not to mention the balance. And would you have to have, bigger maps, which would change everything else, or what? But it was an interesting thought, set forth. So I've been kind of mulling it over. Okay, we're getting about there. Guys and girls, weirdos and weirdettes. About got that green done. Yeah, that's good. But we still need to do these. Sorry. Forgot about that. For me, it's ships themselves. There's something about captivating about seagoing. They're not bristling with guns, and so big the pressure wave causes waterline to drop a couple feet. Yeah, that's that's pretty cool. Like I said, I like tiny models. I know I bitch about tiny things on Malifaux a lot, but I really do like small scale miniatures. Um, I think it comes from the time when I was in such a small, house, that smaller miniatures were a welcome thing because they didn't take up as much space or something. I don't know, but I've always liked the little tiny miniatures. Um, you can put 2 or 3 2,000 point armies, from 10 millimeter scale in a shoebox, and you can't do that with 28 millimeters. So it's kind of nice. Tiny spaceship models fighting naval battle. Yep. Grand Fleet Admiral? No, I'm not aware of that one. What is that one? Is this something that's going to take my money? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got those. Let's work on them. The word that I'm trying to think of, the blondish feathers. Let's work on those a little bit. We need some ivory. I'm gonna mix a little bit of that with our monster brown. Not much of it. The models are all 3D printable. Hit me up after stream. Oh! Is that a one-page rules thing? Because if so, I think I saw that or saw one of them. Is he? Maybe no. That was Magical Hack that did those. So I think he was doing the one-page rules. I don't know if there's any other farm animals, but there are wild creatures like saber-tooth cats and rampaging gorillas and large snakes and werewolves and wild dogs and such. So there's pretty much all sorts of wildlife, but I don't think there's any more farm animals unless I'm forgetting something. The robot goat. Okay, the goat count. Sorry, forgot about the goat. The alpine goat or whatever it is. Robot goat is delightful. Yep. I was actually kind of sad I didn't get to paint that when I did the EBS commission. Apparently, it wasn't good enough to see table time according to the client, so he didn't want to paint it. He might want to paint it now. I think it's a little bit better. Yeah. Since they did the errata, I think they fixed its targeting for the move special that it does. Whoa! What the heck is that? We're gonna have to ban our moderator for spamming. What is up? Looking at the go for just for something fun to paint. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it. My other favorite one, and it's in a different box. No, wait, it's in the same box, isn't it? The goat and the bellhop porter, aren't they in the same box? If so, definitely get that box. So the bellhop porter is an amazing model. I had a lot of fun doing it. Hey, McBluff, how are you doing? Welcome in. Okay, so basically what we have left is kind of doing all these brown feathers and figuring out a way to make them kind of stand out from one another. So that's going to be fun. But we're going to do it, or do our best anyways. Go ahead and do this real quick if I can. Get my brush to cooperate. I am doing pretty good. Pretty good. You come in at a lull in cat talk. The cat has been crazy vocal today. And he's actually settled down and gone. I don't know if he's gone back to sleep or what, but he's quiet. And that's all that matters. So yeah. Carol Wallet. Yes, ban yourself, man. That was actually pretty good. I wouldn't ban you for that. All right. See if we can get this beacon knocked out here. Okay. And we're going to work on those legs a wee bit. Yep. Ooh, oh man, Mount Ice Yellow always comes plowing out of the bottle. So we're just gonna cut these little ribs and stuff in on the feet. This is a mix of ice yellow and English uniform, which we use all the time. It's like one of our favorite colors. Although it is quickly being replaced by the Scale 75 acrylics of similar color format, because I really, really like those, the gel medium and the flatness of these guys. Sahara Yellow. Look how, I mean, I don't know if you can tell how flat that is, but it is just literally no sheen whatsoever. Absolutely none. 100% matte. Yet it goes on beautifully. It's an amazing paint. I've been using their metallics for quite some time, and they're good. But they the others are really something else. Oh, El Snotto is back in the room, and he's noisy. Mal. Bless you. And now you know why we call him El Snotto. He announces his presence with sneezes. Trixie says hi. Well, tell her hi right back. I hope you, her, and the kids are doing lovely. Bless her sniffles. This poor cat has got so many nicknames now. He probably due for an identity crisis. I mean, Captain Sneezy Pants, El Snotto, Mr. Sniffles or Sir Sniffles. Poor cat. He doesn't stand a chance. Due for an identity crisis. Yeah, he is. Mm. I seem to remember you saying it was Raven that got you stuck on that. Getting these stripes all the way around. Ugh. I'm not liable for any purchases made with eyes. Yep, not liable for any addictions to plastic crack models. So I watched, hadn't seen it, and since it was new, um, Maze Runner last night. It happened to be on TV. I was like, that's cool. I never saw the sequels to that. Mainly because well, the third one there was such a huge delay because apparently the lead actor got uh, in an accident during a stunt and messed his face up so bad it took him years um, of plastic surgery and revisions to get his face back to where it should be. Um, so I just kind of forgot about it. So I went to go look for the Scorch Trials, which was the sequel, and literally on no streaming services at all. It is only available for online rental at $4. And I'm just like, I really don't want to pay $4 for a movie from 2015 when I've got, all these streaming services. It should be available. I checked the TV and, it's not going to play for the next 30 days at least by doing a search. So I was like, well, dang, that's kind of annoying. So if anybody has that DVD and wants to send it to me so I can watch it, let me know. I'll pay for postage. Kidding. Yeah, or addiction to plastic resin games. Yep. I may have to come back and touch that one up a little bit. It looks a little wonky. Okay. That one across and then that one across. Okay, got his feet done there. Or, well, first set of highlights in. We probably will do a little bit more in just a second, but I wanted to get that bit done. So we'll add a little bit more ice yellow to this. Bring it almost up to a pale yellow. And we'll do a couple. Like on the major knuckles and stuff. here across the back of the knee joint, I guess. Okay, what color should we paint those claws? I'm thinking maybe we'll do them brown because I want them to stick out a little bit from what we got. So we'll go back in and paint them. Actually, we may go a little darker. I think that's just a little too light. And then we'll come in and highlight it with Monster Brown. Got to remind myself, or somebody wants to do it for me later, to buy some more Rhinox hide. I am almost out. I go through that stuff like water, apparently. Working on Lady J's section today for the animatic. Very cool. I have got to get back with Tim about that Sonia epic scale. I have totally forgotten about that. I'm going to be painting that up soon. Love those. I love those epic scale 75mm models. They're so pretty. I was kind of surprised when we got our new releases that we didn't have another one ready for it. He's got the zoomies now. He's done his crying. He's done his sneezing. He's got the zooms now. Okay, so we got those claws blocked in. Now we'll come in with a little Monster Brown. And where's that? That's actually the Dubai Brown in it. Oh, well. That'll work too. Do it across the top for a highlight. Boy, that argument's a little behind, my friend. I think court's not in session anymore. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of that Monster Brown mix and mix with some of that Dubai. Right, lighter color. And just touch a little on top of each of these. Okay. The clouds are done there. I was downstairs getting a snack, but yeah, this addiction thing's not a bad thing per se. If nothing else, it gives you something used for erroneously purchased 1 inch to 1.5 inch trays. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Very good. Really? Really? We're back to being noisy again. Boy, this Cato, El Gato, El Sonato. He's an annoying little bugger sometimes. Just working up some of that Calvary Brown. It's thinned out a lot. I may have to put me another drop down because it's like water. I'm having a hard time controlling it. Okay, Calvary Brown, where'd you go? There you are. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we got a new drop. It's not as watery. And then we'll get some details cut, hopefully. I am really anxious to finish these guys up because I finished up my soulstone miners the other day. Well, I'm talking like they took a lot of time. I think I spent maybe 30 minutes on them, tops. I did have to rebase them though because they came with a 30 millimeter insert, and me not even thinking, just put them on 30 millimeter bases, and they realized, oh yeah, they're on 40s, so I had to come back and rebase them. That took more time than it did to paint them. So with those done, the only thing I have left now is one more Rooster Rider after this one, and the that single lone survivor, and I will have my entire Trixie word keyword painted up. So once I get my 10 games with Karai 2 in, because I promised myself I would play 10 games with her to try and learn the ins and outs before switching again. then we'll switch to Trixie and play for at least 10 games. Because apparently that's kind of like your sweet spot for learning the game, and the crew is about 10 games. And I have so many of the miniatures. I get very ADD and start going, well, I want to play this one. Oh, I want to play this one. I want to play this one. I want to play this one. And by doing that, I'm never learning them because I'm just skipping from one to the next and the next. So I've decided I'm just going to focus on one at a time and play 10 games with it, and then reevaluate, see what I want to do. If I want to go to another master and play 10 games, then I'll do that. A complete collection? Yes, I know. I've actually got several complete keywords. I've got 6 or 7 fully painted keywords now for myself. Or this will be the 6th or 7th one. I know, it's crazy. All right, so got those tail feathers cut in. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do a secondary color on them. I think we're going to leave them right where they are. I think we'll do like a lighter head color and lighter wings, maybe do one more little highlight down the center of the back. But yeah, that's we're getting close to the coloration that I want. It really doesn't show on screen, unfortunately. It's just not quite there. Yeah, always do that. I mean, you know me, I'm going to suggest doing some painting all the time. I mean, building's great and all. But painted miniatures definitely help with immersion. If not for you, for your opponent. And that's one of the reasons why I don't play unpainted miniatures, or I try not to. I did during that tournament, but I try not to because I think it's potentially takes away from the opponent's enjoyment as well. Now, if they've got unpainted armies, I don't worry about it so much. But if they put down a painted model, I don't want to put down one that's not. That just makes me feel bad. So I always try and have fully painted armies. I don't know if that's going to be bright enough. Oh, I see the problem. We used burnt red, not Calvary Brown. Ugh. Whoops. We made a boo-boo. We did the wrong color. We did the dark color instead of the lighter color. Okay. This should brighten it up some. As soon as I get done mixing it. Yeah, there we go. We can see that one, right? At least I can. I know I can see the difference. Almost looks like rust. It's pretty cool. That was not quite where I wanted it. Fix that up here just a wee bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. I know this is kind of tedious work and it's not super duper exciting. I do apologize, but I think the result is worth the focus, right? Yeah, I like those tail feathers. We're going to continue that along the back here a little bit. And what we'll probably do is go up the head a bit with this, as well as paint the wings first color with it. I think that will be a good bright color for the wings, and then we'll work up from them. And we'll probably do the head the same color, I think. I think that will work. I haven't played in a couple of years because of play. The store I used to play in isn't taking it seriously. And foolish me didn't leave myself an unprimed army to play with once the second store opened up. I see. I tell you right now, even if the store is open, I'm not really wanting to go. Not just because of the Omicron, which is always an issue, but because the gas prices are freaking ridiculous and only getting worse. And the nearest game store is a half a tank of gas away, and the good game store is a full tank of gas away. I don't really want to go to the game store until the gas prices come back down, which who knows when, if ever, that will be. We're over $4 now. $4 and 50 cents, $4.35, something like that. So damn near $70 to fill up my tank. So yeah, there won't be no more game store going for a while. Whew, got a neck ache going on here. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to work. That color for the base of the wing and the head. So I think that will be what we do here. Hmm. I'll come in and do this side as well. Just basically kind of doing like a wet dry brush here on this, because these are mostly going to be painted this color. We'll leave a little bit of the previous color peeking through for some shadows, but then we'll work up a lighter color after this. Okay. So this is 2 drops of Calvary and, or no, 2 drops of Scruffles Brown, 1 drop of Calvary. Sorry about that. Gives us kind of a nice little orange tone to work with. Not real orange, but a little bit orange, just enough to kind of imply an orange color, right? Without going into full day glow mode. Orange is a kind of a rough color to paint. It's almost up there with yellow and white as far as getting it right. Because a lot of times people tend to go toward the really bright orange, but you really don't see that in nature. You see more, rust colors and stuff like that than like a bright primary orange. And that was something I used to do a lot. Was I did the primary orange, and it never looked right, of course. So especially when dealing with animals in nature, you kind of need to stick to those more rusty colors, because otherwise you start looking like something that's not real. And while 6-foot chickens really aren't real, we want them to look like they could be. You love orange? Nice. Feeling really happy about the frame you did for Lady J just now. Very cool. So what I typically do orange-wise is I come in with burnt red as my start color, which is a very dark, almost like dried blood red, right? And I move to Calvary Brown, which is still a little red, but it's starting to move toward the orange brown side. And where is it? Then I'll move into a little bit of orange brown, which is, we're starting to get kind of that orangey rust color. And then we have the Scruffles Brown, which is a little bit orange with a brighter hue. So there's a lot more white mixed into this. But it still doesn't go to that full like day glow orange like this. Okay, because that's unnatural, right? So these make a very nice rusty orange without going into a natural state with it. did kind of forget this little feather right here. This little guy needs some outlining. There we go. Bless you, cat. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix a little bit more of that Scruffles Brown into our previous mixture. So we're lightening it up a little bit, but without adding water or going straight to Scruffles. So we don't want to go to that yet. We may not go to that at all. Get some of these cut in here. Hey, Doug, welcome in. How are you doing? We are painting more chickens. Or, roosters for chickens. Keeping busy. That seems to be your modus operandi lately. I saw the ticket score for the concert, dude. I'm a little bit jealous. I would risk the Rona for that. I'm doing good. Thank you. Yeah, the time I saw Alice in Chain a few years back was one of the best concerts. I bet. I do wish I had. I wish I'd gone to more concerts when I was younger. I didn't go to many. I did go to just about every Metallica concert that came to Atlanta. Um, I went to see way back in the day. I went to go see a band called the Hooters. They were opening up for Loverboy, and the Hooters were just like fire back then. So I went to go see the Hooters, and they played pretty much their entire album as the opening act. And when they were done, I left. And I heard that, Loverboy came out and like half the stadium was gone, which I thought was pretty freaking funny. Everybody was there for the Hooters and not them. Bush would be a good concert. Yeah. I haven't seen Metallica in concert yet, but some of ooh, I would have loved to seen Iron Maiden. Yeah, that'd have been a rocking concert. Another one, never I was never really fond of his voice, but I love the music. And I never saw him in concert, but I would have loved to seen Rush. Hey Z, welcome in. I did see Primus once, and that was, let me tell you, I've never had a concert make my ears damn near bleed like a Primus concert. The bass line in that just tore my eardrums up. I mean, I've been to, Metallica concert where you expect, to be blown away, but theirs was nothing compared to Primus. I don't know if it was just the frequencies he hit, or they just had much bigger speakers. I don't know, but I came away from that concert hurting. Bush was the first band I ever saw in concert. Saw them in when they were on the MTV Campus Invasion tour with Moby. Whoa, that'd have been cool. Okay, think I think we're done with the chicken bits. Other than or the feathers. Let's see. I may come back here and just put a few touches of scruffless here on some of these feathers. Separate them just a tiny bit more. But yeah, we're getting very close to finishing the feather portion of the chicken. Yay. Yeah, they really do. They are a time sink, my friend. No doubt. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm hoping I've got here. I think the other one worked out pretty good, and I think we're on track with this one. Pretty little chicken. I don't know what kind it is, but it's pretty. So we started out with a reference photo, and I was like, I don't like that reference photo. We're just going to wing it. It's Malifaux. It can be something. Doesn't have to be real world, right? It can be a little bit different because things are different there. Gonna wing it. Ah, yes, yes. Take that dad joke and deal with it. Pun intended, indeed. We'll do a few little touches up here as well. I may have got a little crazy on that one. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Here we go. Somehow your brain went to popcorn when you said, "Do they pop?" Yeah, well, I am. Well, one thing I'm not super fond of is popcorn. I know it's heresy. Um, but when I was younger, we did the Weight Watchers thing, and popcorn was one of those snacks that you could have, but you had to have the Molly McButter artificial butter flakes. And God, I can still taste that nasty artificially butter stuff. Just saying the word makes my stomach kind of roll. And I can't do popcorn anymore because of it. I might could do like some movie theater popcorn that's just covered in fat and oil, maybe, but plain popcorn that you get in a bag at home, nope, can't do it. Okay, so we're just kind of working around on these bits of the wattle. Wattle. Make sure I'm saying it right. Especially around the eyes there. That'll probably be the only one we do, and then we'll go straight to our highest highlight around the eye because it's such a small little spot. Now, what I did on the other one is I did actually, I think I did black red Mephiston and then Evil Sons, but in this one I just did Mephiston because it was already a really dark bird. I did Mephiston, Evil Sons, and then I will add in some, or we'll go to Wild Rider, excuse me. And then what I did, the final step was I put white along like the most tip points of these crests, and then went back over them with a little bit of that Wild Rider. So it was a brighter red or a brighter orange red, but wasn't pink. Because if you mix, white with Wild Rider, you get a pink, and that's not what I wanted. So painted the white down and then did like a glaze of the Wild Rider over it, and that gave me the brighter color I was looking for without pink. Okay, I'll get some by the other end there. Kim, are you listening? If so, I could use a quick break to run to the restroom. Okay. All right. Hey guys, son, gals, and weirdos and weirdette. Sorry about that brief little respite. I need to take care of some business. We're back now. We're going to finish working up on this crest and the wattle. Hope we weren't gone too long. Ominous Waldo music. It's over. It's over. It's all good. We're back. We're back. No freaking out needed. I did get a little bit of that down in the recess. I don't like that, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Because I want to keep the recesses, dark. Okay. This is Evil Sons that I'm working with right now. Like I said, we may do the white trick on this, or we may not, because the bird's so dark. The red pretty well stands out as is. We might be okay to not do the white and the glaze. We'll see how it looks when it's finished up, okay? Got a little paint booger at the tip. Kind of love when you get those little dried balls of paint on the tip of your brush. Typically means the paint is not moist enough. You're supposed to thin your paint, but I seem to have pretty moist paint, with the wet palette, and still get those little paint balls. So I don't know what causes them, but they are the bane of my existence. There in the front. So Doug, are you done with your mercenary keyword yet? Are you still here? Are you on to the next greatest faction? How are your projects going? You started on the road on Monday? Okay. I think I caught a little bit of that. Monday was kind of a blur. I'm not sure. But I think I saw you working on the Ronin. I just wasn't sure if you'd finished them. I think that's what it was. I had to leave before the end of the stream, so I wasn't sure if you were done. I had to finish Vanessa and Student Conflict. Okay, so you got 5 miniatures in. It's not bad. It's a relatively small keyboard. Definitely not a horrible one to do for completion's sake. I've been thinking about mine. Yes, I want to do Titania and the Rex, but I'm also thinking about small, not complicated or not overly complicated models, and I'm thinking about doing Ken next as my next keyword, if I can find an Ophelia box and a copycat box. They're like needles and haystacks. Then got to decide what faction to do next. Have you got an Everborn one? Oh, you already have a couple of those. Okay. You got Apex from Explorers. What about a 10 Thunder Crew? Do that next, maybe. That'd be fun. I'm living vicariously through you. I'm going to make you do 10 Thunder since I can't paint any. I mean, I am painting some. I'm just not painting them for myself. Like I did the Kabuki the last couple personal streams. So I have been painting some 10 Thunders, but just not for me. Yeah, that brought him out. How are you doing, Tiger? Your minis. I brought you out of the woodwork. How are you doing? Okay. So basically all we got to do now, one, is the wattle bright enough? Do we need to do the white highlights? I'm going to lean on the side of it's okay. Then we got to do the little bridle, and that will finish it up. And speak of the Oni, and he appears exactly. Malifaux is my keyword. You know, somebody mentions Malifaux in a stream, I'm like, poof. What do you need? Poof. What do you need? I'm here. I have been summoned. So let's get our English uniform back out. Those Oni were getting some love in the 10 Thunders channel the other day. I don't know if you saw that or not. Yeah, it's not a huge keyword, but it's a pretty big keyword. And then it's got some very large models as Joragumo or monsters. So they will take some time to do. And I took it a step further. My request was to make their abdomen smooth. So I filled all the ridges with milliput and sanded them nice and smooth. And then painted an actual Joragumo spider pattern on them. I had to put it on the back because you couldn't really see the bellies where the real pattern is, the pretty pattern. So that was kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. So I had to deviate from nature and put them on the back. Yeah, Dreamer 2 is an argument for the Oni. That is correct, because you're going to be having the second Asami anyways. May as well get that title form painted up, right? Got to figure out what guild crew to want to paint. if you want small, go with family, and it's a good solid starting crew too, if that's what you're looking for. That'd probably be the one I'd say do that, or of course Lady Justice. Lady Justice is probably the prettiest set of guild models, I think. But the family one would be pretty quick to do. And it's a good starting platform. You've been eyeballing the Ortegas? Yeah. And that's what I've heard. Perdita 2 is a monster. I've not tried it yet. Llama actually made me up a proxy to use when I was down there for the tournament, and I ended up not playing it. I played Karai 2 instead, because at least I was semi-familiar with how Karai worked, and I haven't played Perdita at all. So, or at least Perdita 2. Well, I hadn't played Perdita 1 either. So I'd seen it played, but I figured I'd just go with Karai, and I still foobarred that one up quite good. Did not think about her summoning capability is via passing models through other, or passing her keyword models through other models. I was denied at least, well, could have been denied at least 7 summons. I don't know if he would have passed the duel or not, but there were at least 7 times that my models went through his that I could have been summoning things in if he'd failed. So that was a big boo-boo on my part. Yeah, definitely, man. But like I said, the family is a very small keyword. 7 miniatures in the box, and then 2 monster hunters, 3 pistolera de latigos, and what else? I think that's it, isn't it? You may want the pale rider to go with them. But yeah, I think that's it. I think it's like 10 or 12 models. It's not much. It was actually one of the first keywords I fully painted because it was so small. It's like, we can get done with these quick. So that was what I did. I jumped on those suckers. And then the Rona kicked in. Never got the chance to play him. Okay, so we got the chicken done. Chicken is finished. Just Got to work on the Gremlin now. Pretty happy with that. We could quit pixelating. That'd be great. We good? Show it off there and there. I hope you guys can see it. It does look better on this end, I promise you. So now we'll start on the Gremlin. If I can find some Plastotac. I have some somewhere. Oh, I can use this. I'll use the bit that I had this dude stuck to. That'll work. That ain't gonna work, is it? Come on now. Oh no, I bent his gun. Shoot. That thing is so frail. There, I think that's as good as I can get it. Shoot. That is not what I want it to do today. Deal with repairing a miniature. Okay. So we're going to cut back to some Calvary Green. This is our base coat for Gremlin skin. Or at least my base coat for Gremlin skin. And yes, I said Gremlin, not Gremlin. Move, tick, check. Don't need you getting painted on. So he's going to start moving so he can be tricksy. Like the keyword implies. Thank you. Thank you. I need you to do that for me. To be annoying as hell. I'm really surprised at the difference in size in these. Like I said, I guess this is a child gremlin because it's so much smaller. I mean, even his rifle is smaller. The other one was pretty small to begin with. I know I've got that kind of brown, black, red on there. I think we may keep that as our base tone for the brown. If I didn't get too much green on it, I don't think I did. Basically on areas that are going to be highlighted anyways. So we'll try to be a little careful with the green up here because I want to keep that color there for. We're going to do brown overalls on this one. And as a learning experience, we won't get too crazy on the blends here around the shoulder until we have him mounted up and that other arm on. The reason we don't is because it has the leash, the harness or whatever. And I want to make sure he's aligned properly. There's a little bit of funk on there from Simply. Okay, I think that got it. There's a little bit of like glue boogers there. But anyways, I want to be able to set them in place on the rooster and then put the other arm on, because we may have to move it a little bit to make sure the ends line up. So I didn't want to put it on just yet until I was ready to attach him. I'm curious how well this shooting stance would work for this little gremlin. One armed with their overpowered guns. How bad he'd be blown backwards off that chicken. I don't think it would work very well for him. Because I know the first time I tried one-handing my 44 Ruger Red Hawk with the 7.5-inch barrel, I ended up with a goose egg right there and a split in my forehead from the gun kicking back and popping me in the skull. Just because they do it in the movies doesn't mean you can do it in real life. Helpful, important public safety notice. Oh, you gonna go play some Alpha? All right. Have a good day, Doug. Thank you for popping in for a little bit. We shall see you soon, hopefully. I will hopefully do so. Oh my goodness, is it that time already? Man, time flies. Well, we got the bird done, which is pretty good. Last time we were still working on the bird on a second stream, so I feel like we did really good today. Granted, it was a smaller bird and it was not as a complex a color pattern, but I'm still happy we got the bird done in one stream and actually started working on the Gremlin dude today. So that makes me happy. Little Gremlin. But that is my social media link there, folks. If you've not clicked it and followed and liked and subbed and all that, I would greatly appreciate it. Those things don't cost any money and it helps me out. And if you're not already following Play Weird, I mean, you're here. You may as well click that little heart down there. Again, doesn't cost anything. You'll be a whole lot cooler if you do it. So, yeah, we've had fun today. Keep painting. Well, I've got 7 more minutes, so I can paint a little bit more. We're not going away just yet, but we're very close. I did not realize we were that close to the end of the stream today. I don't know, dude. You don't have a heart. You have a broken heart. She's so close. Well, the little follow icon is a heart, I think, is what I was talking about. But yes, go ahead and click it, even if you have a broken heart. Oh, if you got the broken heart, I think that's the unfollow. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you got the empty heart. Sorry, you confused me. Somebody used foul language. Hunderter. Hunter. I'm thinking that's a WoW reference, but I could be wrong. Because everybody hates huntards. I'm pretty sure that's what that's about, but I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. Been wrong lots, but you know, not usually on video game stuff. Waddle is pretty foul. Oh, easy with the puns, dude. Easy with the puns. But yes, it's pretty foul language indeed. It almost took me a second. It was like, wait, oh, that's where he went. So we're mostly covering the top surface of his arm with this mix of warpstone and Caliban, because you know this is going to be our quote shade, so it needs to be at least one shade lighter than the stuff in the shadow because it's up on top, right? But I always start with that Caliban green and start working up from it. You know, I'm wondering if the reason I've been seeing the Harry Potter movies so frequently lately is because, you know, these guys look like who shall not be named with their little flat noses. They look a little bit like Voldemort. But they have been playing the hell out of the last two movies of the Harry Potter series. Last couple weeks, they have just been playing it over and over and over again. But yeah, I think it's because I've been painting gremlins. They're like, oh, so you like no noses? Okay, we'll play Harry Potter a lot for you then. Hey, Baz Lord, thank you for that follow. Welcome to Play Weird. was about to say welcome to the haunted house, and I had to realize, oh wait, this is not my stream. Whoops. And I love that GIF. Waldo sitting there in the fire. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. We're okay. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit of that the warpstone green. We're going to start cutting some of these details in. We don't have a whole lot more time here, but I'm going to try and get a few more things in before time runs out. We got one more minute. Okay, we're not going to get much more. But anyways, guys, we got some progress today. We got our chicken painted up. We got started on the Gremlin, which is pretty good. We this is not an actual breed, but it's kind of inspired by a real life breed. I just wanted to go a little bit brighter than the actual reference photo. So, but that's what we did today. And of course, we got started on the writer himself. I will probably finish this guy up off stream. Next week, we will return to NB because I want to finish him up. So this is our NB, non-metallic metals. This is what we will be going back to next week, I think. So that will be next week's project. We'll work on this. So thank you all for tuning in and hanging out and being groovy people. And next week, Doug will be leading us off, I think, Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So tune in then. And until then, stay weird and hobby on.